A new coin has spawned on Solana, and the coin leading the charge currently is Cards, sitting at $56.5 million market cap with a $300 million fully diluted value. What this coin essentially is it allows you to store your cards online, eliminate fraud, high fees, and settlement delays by being transparent, instant, and built for collectors. So essentially what it allows you to do is to digitally collect cards and redeem them physically if you wish to do that, while having access to liquidity to trade cards on their marketplace. So if we go ahead and visit their marketplace, you can take a look at the UI and how it's set up currently. You go to view marketplace, and they've got people who have listed their cards, looking to sell them and looking for buyers. It's essentially Pokemon on OpenSea. So you've got basically NFTs, but they're cards for people who trade Pokemon. Now, I'm not so much into the Pokemon trading card side of things, but apparently there is a market for that. Here we have Ray saying the narrative of cards is quite interesting. Through the collector app platform, users randomly draw tokenized Pokemon, trade them on-chain, and eventually redeem them for authentic physical cards. A collecting game that bridges digitals and real world. So I can see this blowing up because people already do this in real life. The market might be a little bit harder to trade because you got to list them up on eBay, find a buyer. Instead, you can find people digitally and trade cards and have better liquidity if you have a marketplace dedicated to this kind of thing. So I can see how this fits into a marketplace. Here's some more information on the whole Pokemon card market. On-chain fundamentals for collector Crypt. Weekly revenue is $1 million. Holy, I did not expect to see that. Cumulative volume, 147 million, with the cumulative revenue being 10 million so far. 90% buyback on cards with revenue. That's absolutely insane. Real world stats, 21 billion for Pokemon card market. Pokemon is 30% of the trading card game in 2024. So Pokemon owns a massive share for the trading card games, which is a good sign for this new token. He also adds that card is the most accessible, liquid, puntable token that exists across not just crypto, but also stock. So clearly, a lot of people are very bullish on this. The sentiment is extremely high, almost on euphoric levels, and it's only been out a couple of days. If we just take a look at the chart, it's only been out since end of August. So 4 days, and it's already performed extremely, extremely well. Kyle over here says, product has a moat, product has distribution, can be replicated, and it's the one doing revenue. So a lot of people are bullish about this. I did not get an entry, and I'm probably not going to because this is way out of my comfort zone in terms of how far it's gone. I'm just sharing it to keep you guys updated on what's going on in the space. And if I was looking for a purchase into this, I would simply look for a pullback down to $30 million. So now, even though this has pretty strong fundamentals on paper, I don't know if I can get behind the longevity of this. I could be wrong, but it's just some things don't connect with you. And this is one of those things that I don't really connect with, even though I can see how this could work. But the idea is really cool. You also have this platform called Fidgetals, and essentially what's going on here is that they are tokenizing each Pokemon. So you guys can see you've got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and all the different Pokemons here with different market caps and different supplies, of course, because they have different rarities. But this thing is evolving really fast, and it's only been out for a couple of days. So this market moves fast and is disrupting a whole lot of industries, and Pokemon just happens to be one of them. Not only that, but we also have another player in the midst of all this change and chaos. We've got Hutch, and essentially what Hutch allows you to do is to trade CS2 skins on Solana. It allows you, from their description right here, lend money backed by CS2 skins. So essentially, you put your CS2 skins as collateral, get cash for them, and then you can do with whatever you want with that cash, but obviously you have to pay it back to unlock your skin. But it's a pretty cool idea to see virtual goods have that kind of value where you can pull out real cash. But clearly, Pokemon has spawned this virtual trading skins or collectibles meta, which is really cool to see. We even have something called Zard over here, and the Zard is Charizard Capital's token, home of the strategic Charizard Reserve. So I'm not sure exactly what this is, but I think they're trying to build a vault based on expensive Charizard cards. I did a little bit of research, not too much, but this guy says you guys are sending Zard to 5 million while their portfolio isn't even worth 10K yet. Each card's like worth $300 on average. Well, this is speculation at its finest in crypto, so I don't expect anything less when it comes to Pokemon as well. But the euphoria is high with this meta. I mean, you can see this guy just top blasted $55,000 right there. You can see 52K now with the slippage into Charizard, which is like a $3 million market cap token. But he is a whale, so he's got that money to burn with 1.4 million sitting in Fartcoin. So a lot is happening in this space in terms of new metas spawning and evolving. We went from launchpads to now we're going to collectibles, real world asset type meta. So we'll see how this evolves. But as of right now, I think this move is insane for the past couple of days. I mean, it's a 10x move in pretty much a day. Volumes have peaked. I don't think this is the top, but I do think we need a bit of a cool down. A lot of people down here are going to look to take some profit, especially as the euphoria dies down a little bit. Of course, there'll probably be some more information coming out that will send us higher. So if the stats are true, and these are, I haven't verified them myself, I'm just sharing what I found online. If these stats are correct, I can see this heading upwards of $100 billion pretty easily. So not something I'm looking to get into, but just watching from the sidelines is a pretty interesting meta, pretty cool. I think if you get to trade Pokemon cards and make a profit off of them and actually get some decent cash, why not? Especially when you have a platform that makes it easier to do so. So this is good news. Solana showing some signs of life and a movement away from launchpads. I think a lot of us are tired of launchpads. We've already had Believe, we've had Heavendex, we've had Pump Fund, we've had Bonk. It's just launchpad after launchpad. So it's nice to see something different coming out of Solana for the first time in a long time. And speaking of Solana, it's looking extremely strong here, looking to make a new high, new recent high above 216 and possibly going towards all-time highs, maybe? We're not sure. But we'll see. It's holding up really strong. So I like what I'm seeing here. It's holding up this trend right here. You guys can see that. So if we continue on this trend, I can easily see us heading towards these higher levels and tackling 240, 250. We'll see if we get beyond that. But right now, this is looking pretty good for Solana. And I do hope we get a move towards the upside, as that's going to get the excitement rolling again and possibly the season we've all been waiting for. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Just a quick update on the meta and how it's changing. As I mentioned in my last video, I am not going to be putting out a video on Saturday as I am traveling. So I will see you guys next time on Monday. So good luck out there and happy trading until then.